lifestyle determines my death style. My lifestyle determines my death style. My lifestyle determines my death style. My lifestyle determines my death style. Hey, Druid, see, I kind of asked you 3 times about that album review that you haven't gotten up yet. How's it coming along? When is it gonna be up? You can tell by the sound of my voice that I'm impatient, and as I'm sure you can guess, I am not a patient man. So, can we get that album review up within the next 2 years, please? I swear it's it's the next Tool album, but on YouTube. Seriously, that's come on, man. That's all I have to say. Yeah, I have my plate, bacon there. Scully, go. Yeah, that's my cat. And he's not patient either. That's all I have to say about you. Just let's get it up sometime soon.
I am quite, very, greatly, seriously, substantially, immensely, extremely bored. This hasn't been a good year so far for the show. This is one of those times where nothing just comes to my head. Voice in the Sky can't suggest anything either. I was going to re-review Mark Goon, but it got boring. I was going to re-review 3POC, but my audio program crashed in the midst of recording. And now Christian is asking me what's taking the album review so long. So many projects, so little time. Jeez, Christian, don't be so frantic. Yeah, I pulled that joke. So, I listened to all of Metallica's album Saint Anger, and now I'm pretty irritated that I'm going to review a track from this album. Two things wrong. Firstly, why are you irritated about something you chose for yourself to do? Secondly, you listened to a whole Metallica album. That's not like you. I'm usually irritated about the subject matter, not the fact that I'm going to review it. Also, I may have listened to a whole Metallica album, but guess what? I forgot nearly all of it.
What?
Yeah, it's easily forgettable. Well, except for a few criticisms I have for today. Oh, by the way, before I begin, what are you working on?
I'm working on an A mark for this place.
Why? There's nobody else around that could possibly make that place money.
Hey, economy has to keep running.
But there is no economy. Nobody's
Oh,
driving it.
hey, a Metallica review.
What? Where? Oh, good lord. I can't skip this, can I? Okay, here we go. My review of the track Frantic on the infamous Saint Anger album by Metallica. Why infamous? Well, because Christian said it was. Once again, I will use the style I've done with episode 6, but much more smartly. Episode 6 was just ramblings about how I didn't know how the song made me feel. Don't look it up. I see you on that search bar typing in Song Reviews Episode 6. You do not leave this video. But first, a little history of this track beforehand. Metallica's producer at the time, Bob Rock, said that this album was intended to sound like, quote, a band jamming together in a garage for the first time, and the band just happened to be Metallica. Well, that doesn't make this song sound any better, to be honest. Now, you possibly wouldn't understand my criticism of one particular aspect of this whole album just from my review of the song, but I'll tell you now. The snare drum is so obnoxious. I can stand it for one song. Hell, I hear snare drum all the time in the music I listen to, but with production like this, it gets very annoying halfway through the album. The first part of the chorus consists of this. I told Christian that I should be slapped for this, and I'll tell you guys the same thing. This sounds like something Nickelback would make. The singer reminds me of Chad Kroeger, even though I've never truly listened to Nickelback songs. The ones I've heard were How You Remind Me and Photograph. Photograph especially because our local soft rock station has the same songs from about 10 years ago constantly playing. Anyways, the point is, the first part of the chorus reminded me of Nickelback, but not really in a bad way to be honest. And then the second part of the chorus starts, and how do I describe it? It's anticlimactic for me. Something about leading up to it made me think that there'd be something big and or badass, but it didn't deliver. But But aside from those criticisms, there's some good to this track. The overall lyrical topic is one of looking back at past choices, especially with addictions. It's not at all a bad track in lyrical terms. The guitar work on this track, as you can hear, is, if I may be at liberty to say this, frantic.
My lifestyle determines my dance style. My lifestyle determines my dance style.
It's a song about addictions, and, it's actually pretty good in that regard. It's not on the same level as Other Side by Macklemore, but I'll let you guess which I think is better to the topic at hand here. Granted, both songs are from different genres, but they both tackle the same subject matter, so therefore I'm comparing them to one another. However, the good in this track is not complemented well by the snare drum and the overall production value. I wouldn't listen to the whole album in one sitting, and I most likely wouldn't listen to the song unless I had to. This has been a fairly short review because, as Christian implied, something might be coming up soon, so stay tuned. But until then, my final score for this track,